Welcome back to another Heyward CPA Live. It's Saturday, November 30th, last day of the month. Can you believe that? Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. There's a little lag here. People are stuffed, probably relaxing, probably traveling back. And I'm in my man cave today, by the way. So that's why my background looks a little differently. So I'm just relaxing, just giving a different atmosphere, different environment for today's episode. James may hop on. He's in between travel right now, so he may hop on. But we're going to have some fun. We have another guest that should be hopping on here shortly. And so we're just, we're going to keep it casual. But as usual, we always want to bring you some helpful information, give you an opportunity to watch, what we talk about, give you another outlet, and some suggestions, right? We're always talking business stuff, business industry, strategies, tax season. Now, we are at the end of the year, so there'll be some discussions on things that should be happening now, last quarter of the year, right? Finalizing any next year plans, right? Closing out any current year activities, to-do lists, initiatives, looking at projects, and as well as initiatives that were not completed, or maybe you put them in a parking lot. So parking lot, you put them in the parking lot, go back to the parking lot, pull it out and put it into your priority list, right? What are some of those things that you can actually get going for 2025 that was on the back burner? Now, I know 2024 has been a very interesting year in all different kind of ways for a lot of different people all over the world. So hopefully this is a bounce back going into 2025, right? And I wish everyone pretty much the best on their journey, their continued journey within their personal life as well as their business. Now, we talk about some of the last couple of episodes. We had a book of the week, right? And we talked about that. So just kind of want to recap on what those books were. If anyone had the opportunity to actually go and either download those books, get the audio version of it, or got a hard copy, right? So the 12-week year by Brian P. Moran. So that's something that we touched on. And I'll just put this up here for you. Okay. So the 12-week year by Brian P. Moran. The next book is Profit First. That's a book that we actually use on a regular basis, meaning the strategies, the suggestions, the principles within the book. That's something that we use, something that we have discussions with our clients. It's something we use in our biz therapy program. So Profit First. And Profit First, again, it's really just paying yourself, all right? And there's some methodologies, some strategies, some helpful tips that you guys can use in there. Okay. So those are our books of the weeks that we've covered in the last 2 episodes. And again, stay tuned. We're going to have plenty of more book of the week topics, titles and topics. And we'll provide some insight and give you guys some helpful information on how to use these books and why it's important to have these kind of resources to help with continuous improvement and development within what you're doing in your business. So let's get to some simple questions. I did have a question. What are some of the to learn? Continuously learn. Won't take up too much time. Taking up too much time. That was kind of the question that was posed, right? Time. That's a relevant statement based off of the time that you have available, right? So, for example, I always a habit that I've always done over the years. For example, using a book, 300 pages, you divide 300 by 30, whatever that number is, and those are the pages that you dedicated to reading every day. Now, you may not be able to get to it every day, but at least if you have those pages, you know what your commitment level is, right? So again, 30 days in a month, divide that whatever number of pages by 30. And if your frequency is twice a week, then go do it, split that in half, right? If it's 3 times a week, divide that by that number, that lower number, by 3, and then make sure you stay committed to it. I guess the goal is if we can improve 1% a day, we'll do okay by the end of the year. 0.5% a day, we'll do okay by the end of the year, right? And so this applies to personal development, which rolls into business development, right? Another question is, it's the end of the year. How can I improve my tax situation? So I'm not going to go heavy into that. My question to this question, you don't ask a question, you don't answer a question with a question, right, Kory? I know, but I'm going to ask the question. The question is, or the answer to that question in a question form is, have you spoken to a tax advisor? Have you? That's the answer to that question with a question, right? And so hopefully that should take place. If has it take place, let's take place now. We have a special guest here. let's get him in. Let's get him in the room real quick. Let's show some love to our infamous one, James.
Yo, what up? What up?
Heyward.
What up? What up? What up? I'm in the building.
Yeah, what up? What up? What up? How you
Yeah,
doing, my brother?
yeah. I'm on out here on these holiday roads, man. You know,
I
literally
see you.
driving,
I see you.
literally. You know what I'm
See
saying?
you.
But
I
no,
see you.
happy
Just be
happy
safe out there
Thanksgiving.
in those streets.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
too.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, we're gonna be safe out here. Right now, it's pretty safe. But if our
Right.
conversation gets in depth, and I pull over, I got the
Start
reserve
weaving
driver
all over
here.
the road.
Yeah, start wilding out. Yeah, so yeah, it's all good though. We here, don't you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So I see you in
for sure.
tax mode. You talking taxes?
Oh, I was
You,
just covering some questions, right? I had
oh, no
two
doubt.
questions, so I just wanted to answer those questions.
Oh, okay.
But for the most part, I was just recapping on our book of the week for the last 2 episodes, right?
Oh
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
just yeah. And then there was a question on how to improve, how to self improve, right?
Hmm.
And in accordance with time. That won't take a lot of time. And I'm like, that's time is relative. So I took the example of taking a book, 300 pages, divide that by 30 days, read a book a day. Or if it's twice a week, divide it by 2, that lower number by 2, or 3 times a week, you divide it by 3, right? So time is relative to what you want to put in and participate for your own improvement.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, yeah. But also the time wasters. We waste a lot of time.
We do. We do.
Yeah. Just wasting a lot of
We do.
time.
We do. We do. And excuses too, right? So I mean,
Yeah, yeah, well, yeah. But I mean, in the spirit of holidayness, it's hard to be on 24/7, 365. So it's almost
absolutely.
like, almost like you gotta plan your wasting time too. I mean, you don't waste time.
Schedule
I mean, it's fun.
it.
Ooh, yeah, schedule it. Like, yo, I'm just gonna be on something else for an hour a day. I'm just, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm just doing foolishness stuff like that. That way, it's allocated. So you're not like,
Correct.
I you know, one of the big things with time is um playing yourself that you're gonna knock down like 15 things in a day. It's not gonna
Yeah.
happen.
No.
Not not even close. Not going to happen.
Nah,
So,
not even.
oh,
Not to-do list.
oh, yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which Oh, they're not a sponsor though, but yeah, I use Todoist as a tool. I actually just optimize my Todoist. It's kind of dope.
Really?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
they're not a
yeah,
sponsor
yeah.
for me, but I use Asana, right?
Hmm.
So it helps out a lot,
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but
So
whatever, I
yeah,
mean, whatever tool you use, just use it, right?
pen
It,
and
it
paper.
helps.
Yeah,
That
it
too.
doesn't matter.
But but you but see you could walk away from the pen and the paper. If you have your phone with you, it's on your phone. It'll send you a reminder if you allow the notifications to pop off, right?
Yeah, but sometimes even with the phone though, then it becomes too much though. Because
True.
then you start getting into like, you like, so it doesn't work exactly right, and then next thing you know, you got three apps that do the same thing, and none of them do exactly what you want them to do. So now you
Correct.
just all over. Not that that's ever happened to
Correct.
me. Yeah.
Well,
But
that's why I use one. That's why I use one app.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Get your app,
Asana.
stick
That's
with it,
it.
stick with it.
Yeah.
Productivity is there. Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just coming in. I'm like the person that's late for dinner. Show up.
Nah, man, you
Stuff
listen.
off.
You're fine, man. You come in and just start spinning off, right? Time is
Yeah.
only it's our day, right? And we just giving
Mm-hmm.
we sharing our time to the people.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. So yeah,
You know
very
what I
good.
mean?
So yeah,
So I okay. So I was saying, so I wasn't going to go with a book of the week this week,
yeah.
right? I'm going with, and these are not a sponsor at all either. Harvard Business School has some free online courses, right? And so why it's showing me it's not giving it to me in the color I need it to. Let's see. All right, I'll check on that in a moment. Don't worry, I'll get back to us, folks. But Harvard Business School free online courses, right? So
Hmm.
you want to improve your understanding about some things. Um, jump on the free online courses, right? You got other online courses that are offering like up to 80-90% discount on classes online, self-paced, and you take your time with it, right? And learn something, you know.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
the more you learn, drop that L, the more you earn, right? Corny cliche, but it's so true. It's a simplest principle that sometimes we overlook, but some of the things that they talk about in here is like resilient leadership,
Mm.
um,
Mm.
right? Communicating customer value, right?
Hmm.
Negotiate cost, understanding
Hmm.
the customer needs, right? These are all important to the growth and development of your business, right? And the viability and the LTV, right? Um, like what is the LTV? Lifetime value. Okay. Pricing strategies, right? Making the business case for purpose. So those are some of the topics. Then they also talk about um, you know, for those that don't feel comfortable with technology, you have some introduction to AI, machine learning, and AI, and how those things correspond to AI automation, right? Artificial intelligence, which is not going away. So
No, 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 no,
be
no, no, no.
comfortable, put on the seatbelt like James, and let's ride.
I'm
Thoughts,
locked in.
thoughts, James? You got some thoughts?
Yeah, actually, that resilience one, I've read the summary, the headway summary last night. It was an
Okay,
HBR. It was an HBR deal. They gave the summary, but it was very interesting. Resilience, the
really?
definition of resilience. Yeah, um, it goes a lot with the what I took from it. I have to review it, but we definitely have to. Our comfortable being uncomfortable. It touches on that. Like what
Right,
is resilience? Like resilience and strength aren't the same thing. So they're they're
right,
they're close to it, but they're not the same. So
correct, correct.
I mean, it could be something that like they it's almost a yin and a yang. You
Right.
know, you can. I guess you could, if you're resilient, you show strength. And sometimes you need strength to be resilient, somewhere along those
Mm-hmm.
lines. But
Mm-hmm.
It was very, very, very interesting. So, so I mean, but that's a good pack. And also,
Yeah,
I will
definitely.
say, yeah, because there are tons and tons. I mean, with the whole Black Friday movement or whatever, a lot of courses, man. A lot of people are selling knowledge right now.
Yeah.
So um, a lot of lifetime deals out here. A lot of things you can get. Um, but the thing you want to do, just like anything, just like the apps, want to make sure you use it. So
Yeah.
tying tying it back to what you were saying, that if you're gonna break down your time, if you like, you're gonna watch one lesson a day, because sometimes the lessons like you did Udemy, which I've been going through
You
some of the
you them
courses out.
Udemy, Udemy. Hey, hold up. Check this out. Check this out real quick. Look, um, we got a guest in here.
Another guess.
Another
Oh,
guest.
oh, this.
Are you there, guest?
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Oh wow,
Can
super special. You going to the food line?
can
Man.
you hear me?
Yes, we
Yeah.
can.
I'm working on you actually seeing me today.
Oh, okay. It's cool. It's cool. Does the
Can you see
computer
me
need
as
it?
well?
Not yet.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Not yet.
Okay. Good morning. I'm trying to join in the conversation with you, gentlemen. Good morning, everybody out there.
Good
Mr.
morning,
Heyward, Mr.
Nicole.
Kory.
yeah.
Good morning, Nicole.
I'm
Got our
making moves.
esteemed. Yeah, he's out there. He's out there
And
practicing for the Derby today.
yeah, I'm
What's our
practicing my Uber
conversation
driving.
today?
So
Well, I
we
don't
we
know
were
now.
just talking.
No,
It's probably gonna go real left right about now. But
no.
we were talking about, so we do a book a week, right? For the last couple of episodes, we do a book a week and we talk about the books, right? So this week, or what
Mm-hmm.
we were just talking about was on Harvard Business School has free online courses, right? So we touched on that, and then we
Yes.
touched on the book Resilience, right? And then James was just talking about
Mm-hmm.
Udemy online. And so that's when you came in,
Yeah.
and I had him pause for a moment. But let me give her that's for you,
Okay.
Nicole. You
hmm
up in the building. So James, you could finish up with what you
Mm-hmm.
saying on the Udemy piece.
Oh yeah. Well, I was saying that I have a bunch of Udemy courses that I've purchased over the years, and that's what I'm trying to work on finishing them. So doing a little bit at a time, being consistent, doing you know 20 minutes, 15 minutes. In fact, doing my CPE is the same approach. I've been hitting the CPE. I've been catching at least an hour a day. Now, an hour in CPE time is like 50 minutes, but
Yeah,
yeah, I've just been doing it consistently. So that's one of the things going into the new year, because there's so much knowledge and information out here that I feel as though that I gotta be consistent in absorbing all this stuff. So your time
right,
management conversation makes a lot of sense, because you want
right,
to go get it.
right.
It's easier to do it a little at a time than trying to cram things in. Because right now
Mm-hmm.
we're not in school, people. This isn't school, so it's like you're learning this for yourself and for being practical. So you got to be a little more, you got to fit it into your lifestyle per se, not just try
Right,
to get everything done, for some deadline,
right,
for
right.
some external deadline.
Would you let me ask you a question?
hmm
Do you think that this is probably so rhetorical? Do you think that every day, carving out every day to learn something is a good approach?
Absolutely, absolutely. Nah, and I mean, it doesn't have to be like with a lesson. I mean, I try to
Right.
I mean, I'll just say like it can be, for instance, diction. It might be a word that I know I pronunciate incorrectly. So if I get better, and one day I'll be like, oh, the word comes up, and I just work on doing that better. Or if I'm writing an email and I'm like, oh, my writing style, like I'm like, oh, wait a minute, no, let me take the time to figure it out. It's the 1% rule. If you get
Right.
1% better every day in a year, you 365% better. So everything doesn't have to be a lesson. Sometimes I'll tell you a big thing that I'm also trying to do: reread. It's okay to
Mm,
reread. It's all right.
mm,
This is seriously talking
mm,
to myself. I mean, there's plenty of stuff
mm.
that I mean, like if I had done that when I was in college, Lord, who knows? Who knows where I might have been? But
No, you
it's
right
all
where you
good.
need to be, though. You right where you need to be.
Absolutely. But I just look back, as I say, I'm a better student now, than
Right, right.
I ever was in school. So it's like we're we just we can learn how to learn. And we learn how to learn within the framework of our daily life. And then it looks like we got the package. We got the package. Okay.
Correct, correct.
And then so you learn to learn,
You
and
got the
then
package.
yeah,
The
so you
package
got
is
the
delivered.
package. The package is delivered. It's like this is
Think you
real
need
life.
think you need to clarify those
What'd you
packages,
say,
sir.
Nah, I
Nicole?
can't talk about that. Don't worry about
Need to
that. That's
clarify
a
those packages.
all I will say is I'm not I'm not one of these new generation people, so everything I'm doing is above board.
Just
I'm
just
not one.
just a disclaimer. There's nothing illegal going on.
Nah, of course
This
not,
is
because
this
I'm
is
not one of these
Mr.
young
Holiday.
people.
Mr.
Yeah,
Heyward is definitely out in these streets,
yeah, I'm
but
in these
not,
streets. Yeah,
it's on the
not
up
like
and
that.
up.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
No, no, no.
yeah,
This a Saturday rhetoric.
yeah, but I'm also not one of these young cats that go on the internet to make tapes for the FBI. So that's I would never
Right,
be doing anything. Not that I would anyway, but anyhow.
right,
So
right,
nah,
right, right, right.
it's, that would totally not be getting better on a Saturday. So nah, but
Definitely.
but it's a lot of things, and being in business, there's a lot that you can get better at, a lot that you have to get better at, and it takes work. That's what I got. So I'll let y'all talk while I try to merge into traffic over here.
Nicole, Nicole, what you have to? You got anything you want to add on the topic?
I just wanted
Continuous
to
improvement.
absolutely and taking advantage of Mr. Heyward's always been an advocate, and you guys have too, as far as sharing information that's free, resources that be able to add to your knowledge base. You know what I mean? And that's beneficial definitely to us, as well as to our clients. Because even, of course, when you have going across the screen here, as far as the Harvard Business School free online courses, absolutely. And definitely he brought up, am I pronouncing this correct? Udemy.
Yeah,
Udemy,
Udemy.
Udemy. You could say whatever you
Hmm.
want.
Yeah, because they have courses. I mean, man, they have courses on financial analysis. I would even put out there, if you want to understand your financials, understand the importance of your financials, just basic bookkeeping. Because we get questions like that a lot. And we do have the financial business, small business with BYOB, would be your own bookkeeper that provides us with the training that we'd be able to help you with that. But also know that even with those resources, any additional resources you guys can actually be able to use, as well as ourselves, is very helpful. Just as Ms. Harriet was saying, as much as we are able to give out advice, it's also these are the times that we have time to really throughout the year, but definitely right about now, to be able to get those requirements in CPN. You guys ask, you call us up for our advice. You call us up to be up to par on what is out here, what is required, whether it's being compliance in your accounting or in your tax filings. This is what we do. You know what I mean? This is beneficial to anyone who want to forever be the learner. You know what I mean? Forever be the student. Forever be the one to not just be able to advise, but to learn as well. So it's a gold mine. It's a gold mine to be able to make yourself available. And I'm taking notes myself, mostly because of the fact of this. It goes into time management. Mr. Heyward also is great. He's audible. He's listening to books, listening to those readings and stuff to say it's beneficial. Just like he's riding now, I'm sure whatever he's traveling. Just being a better steward of your time, being a better steward and discipline of having colleagues like these guys push me, like get up. You know what I mean? You know, get
and
it going just in case, you know. And that's what these podcasts is for. You know, it's like a punchline. You know, it's like a, if you need a place to be able to say, you know, maybe I need to be thinking about that. One of the things I want to bring up too would have to be, this is a time to really spend, you guys, on evaluating whether it's on an individual basis or a business basis, as far as just looking back through your financials, taking this time, because I know a lot of you have been busy throughout the year. This is a good time to be doing a lot of house cleaning. And what we mean by that, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you looking around and you getting your decorative things together for your house, getting it in order, actually making sure you're also getting your financial house in order. Just the things that you want to possibly be doing differently going into the new year. It's a great practice to be doing that now. Actually going through your bank accounts. I know a lot of times we are consumer-based people. It's a lot of consumer, not stepping on anyone's toes this weekend. You know, this is Black Friday, man. Those signs are flashing. It's flashy. It's attractive. I mean, we have it right at our fingertips just to hit that button so much easily to consume. But, you know, I read something the other day, just because it's on sale doesn't mean you have to buy it.
mm, mm, mm.
You know,
We could have started with
you know
that.
what I mean? It's
Yeah, we
you know
could
what
have
I mean?
started with
Because
that
it's
one.
just like yeah, you know, it's the truth, you know, because we were saying, you know, we're talking about and not getting into anything else, just your own household. I know what we hear in the economy and everything like that, but if we're trying to really get better, this is the time people start talking about everything from their health and everything else. But a lot of times when we talk about our finances, we get real comfortable, not necessarily comfortable, or just thinking that at that time, because of whatever income or tax bracket that we're in, that's not the tax bracket you always going to be in. And also that if you want to come out of that, then you have to plan accordingly to do so, because our daily practices and our daily habits, it's a habit form. You know, it's a hard issue when it comes to money. It gets into a whole nother emotional base. You know, when you guys come to us, that's like an open book. It's a trust factor. We're able to see what your charges are. We're able to see those things that is very close to you. And so it's like, you know, it's not so much you handing it over to us, so to speak, to take care of it. We want to be able to help you get into place so that when we are actually able to hand you back, to give you the tools in order for you to try to maintain it, or at least to try to pursue it at some point, to want to, you know, do better. All of us can improve, including all of us here on the line, on everything. And just being able to give yourself that time to be able to consider that.
Yeah. Well, that's yeah. I think you set the table
Show's
for the
done.
day.
Show's done.
Yeah, I know.
Show is
Show's
done.
out. Thank you.
Yo,
Thank you.
yo,
God
No,
bless.
peace.
Good night. That's all you know.
no,
But you,
Put that
nah.
feather in your hat.
Yeah, yeah. That's right. So, I mean, no, but I think I was saying that's a direction to talk about, because of this is Small Business Saturday today, and yesterday was supposedly Black Friday, and but it's like they've had Black Friday since October. They had pre
Correct.
Black Friday, Black
Didn't they
Friday
have it
week.
in the summertime too?
Yeah, Black
Somebody
Friday in
did some in the
July.
summertime.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
early,
all the time.
early stage shopping or something.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, it's
Yes,
consumer spending. So you touch on a
Prime
good thing.
Day, Amazon.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody got one. Wayfair got one. Walmart got one. All right. So, but your statement makes total sense, because this is while we are focused on business, but your personal life is business too. And you know, like you said, I mean, just because it's on sale doesn't mean it has to be purchased. And that's the
And I just want to chime in with one thing too, because a lot of times we have to be careful. Any new people who are becoming entrepreneurs, or you truly are a business owner. When I say that, I mean like you are really an operation of, because a lot of times we can possibly run our business the way we run our individual personal accounts.
oh
And those are
yeah,
two totally different things. And if the
completely.
mindset is still you're using it as your personal account, then your decision is going to be driven by your personal
Yeah, yeah,
demand.
yeah. Your person. But that's an
Right.
excellent point too. So I mean, that's the thing. And a lot of people, especially if you're just getting started, you're coming out the workforce. There's a high chance that you're not making the same amount of money with this business as you were when you were
Yeah,
working.
right,
Yeah. Oh yeah, day one, your job almost guarantee you not because
right.
it's going out. So there you go. And honestly, you may never match it like dollar for dollar. So you have to like think to yourself like what else you get. You're getting other perks from it. But the point is that there is an adjustment in personal finance that has to take place. And some of these things, one of the ways to moderate this is to break your emotions.
Yeah, we haven't. He's traveling through the dark zone there. So what he was saying is break your emotions down, break them down, and understand what's your personal, what is your personal factors, um,
Yes.
for your finances, right? And be realistic when it comes to the business. So a lot of times I tell our business students that once you start a business, the business now has its own heartbeat. And so it's
Yeah.
important for you to not only drive the business, but also not get in the way of the business by your own personal hangups, especially when it comes to the financial aspects of being in business, which is not, we're not saying it's an easy thing. It's difficult, especially when when you have an immediate transition from going employee to business owner. It takes a while. It takes a while. It takes a few years to really get things under control within yourself to understand your flow. Now, there's tools out there, and there's professionals out there that can help you, you know, implement and begin that alignment. But the overall processing, what you should do on a daily basis, as Nicole was stating, what you should do on a monthly basis, what you should do on a quarterly basis, right? Those things take time. There's different phases, quarter one, two, three, and four. There's different frequencies, there's different times, there's different development strategies, implementation strategies, again, tax planning strategies, um, net free cash flow strategies, profit strategies, revenue strategies, product strategies. So there's so many things to help you become more comfortable with these finances, and so it would definitely behoove you to take the time to take these whatever resources you can to have at least a foundational understanding of how it works, and then seek that professional assistance so because it'll shorten the learning curve for the most part, right? And we all can't build it by ourselves. Make sense, right, Nicole?
That's right. You can't build it by yourself. And um, we also encourage, we have a tendency to be afraid to ask for help and assistance. Um, and a lot of times I feel like it always comes down to, of course, it comes down to how much it is and all of that. But, you know, as we stated before, ask for the help, find out what that is. Don't be afraid to ask those questions. And even if you don't know the questions, like we offer that as far as free consultation, to be able just to have a discussion for about 15 to 20 minutes that may be able to open up your mind, open up your thoughts about different things to consider. And because that's what we're here for. We're here to help the small business and mid-sized business owners to be able to, and even those who are considering that, just starting out, like Kory and James were stating, to be able to successfully think about things, because when you Google it, it's going to give you an expansive list. You know what I mean, Kory, about what it is you should do. And you have to consider where you are today, where you may be in 6 months, 12 months to a year, and just what you need to be doing. We've seen business owners come in and they do the whole, I mean, they have taken money straight from being employed to acquiring a lot of overhead. Just using it as an example that may not necessarily be necessary, at that particular time. Because then when you're thinking about it, you have to take your mindset out of the fact that you're receiving a check on the 15th and the 30th of the month, compared to, as an entrepreneur, that's a different level, unless you have clients definitely lined and signed up to be able to filter that. But you don't want to start out with all of this overhead just because you may have that money. You have to consider what it is. Just using this as an example, what's going to be more important to you? Is your systems going to be more important? Is it going to be making sure that you had a resource available to be on the onboard those clients to provide the service from front to end, so you can have a great building of your reputation as a business, as your work for what it is that you are presenting to them. Also, in making sure that you have what you need, at that particular time, to be able to do it without putting more pressure and stress on yourself in areas that you don't necessarily need to. What fits a model for someone else may not fit the model for you. And you're going to have to decide exactly what that is for you and your business. And not only that, just what your niche is, what your area is. And that may take some trial and error, but do know in the process of you doing that, that you need to make sure that you understand it. And if you don't understand it, that's our point today, is encouraging you, the classes, the resources, considering, how you're thinking about things, considering the resource that we are here to be to you as well.
Correct. No, that's excellent points. Shared. Thank you, Nicole. I think that we just going to keep driving the message home, right? So some of this stuff might be redundant. We might sound like a broken record, but it's practice. It's practice. It's practice. It's practice. It's consistent practice. It's consistent thought, right? It's when you think about being, see, consistency. The word consistency is tricky, right? Because a lot of times I think I'm guilty of this too, right? We think, let me stay consistent and focus. But then sometimes we could turn that off unconsciously, not paying attention to consistency and focus, because something else is a distraction. And we think that distraction is more important. And then when we go back to it, it's like starting something, a project or whatever it is, and you don't complete it, and you go back and you go, I could have had this done already if I would have stayed consistent. So the consistency and focus is most important when you're offline, meaning you're not having a busy day, right? You have a productive day. And then when productivity is turned off for a moment, and that moment could be grabbing something to eat, family time, read, whatever it is, something other than you sitting and doing business, is where your consistency and focus needs to be. Now, that's not to say don't take the time off for a brain break, a family break, or vacation, or whatever it is. But the consistency and the focus part is that you always have what's next or what needs to be completed in the front part of your brain. Not I forgot to do this. Oh, let me set my reminder to remind me to do this. And it's not an easy thing to do, but if you stay consistent, you'll build good habits around it. You'll build everything you read, everything you study, your conversations with people, conversations with clients, with strategic partners, any particular, you go to a networking event, you're just out on the street, in the store, and you meet somebody. And they actually have a need for your service, or you have a need for their service, or they just remember the we don't meet people by accident for the most part, right? So there's a lot of information and resources out there. So if you build up that consistency and focus and adjust your mindset, it will everything else will follow. Does that make sense, Nicole?
Absolutely. And just like you just getting it, that brings about also getting to having the discipline. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You know, because we
That's
all
gonna be my
I
next.
guess that can become if you become inconsistent, and like you always talk about all the time, Kory, you know, like you plan your day ahead of your week. And what I mean by that is when you be telling me how even on Sundays and even on the day, you be looking ahead to your week. You know what I mean? You be looking ahead to the next one on what you're gonna do. And what do I need to do on my end that's gonna make me achieve those goals and those set dates, you know what I mean? Those set times to be able to do it. If not, I'm just gonna be just waking up to the day. You know what I mean? To whatever's going
And then
on,
just going with whatever the day
and to
says
go
that
whatever.
needs to happen. Right.
That's right. There are other things going to pull, and they're going to determine your day and your time. And then that's when you're going to be caught in the bubble of, I just can't get done what I need to. Well, it's like it has to be a purpose to achieving those things. And in order to be consistent, in order to be focused, like you're stating, it has to be purposeful. You know what I mean? And it has to be that consistency is key, what you're bringing up, because and it has to be driven in a way. I think especially now because of the other devices and because of the different distractions, and is bringing ourselves to a point of noticing things that can become major distractions. It can be minor. You think it's minor, but the time you can't get it back. You know what I mean? Like that time passes. And like we blinked, it was the 1st of November. We blinking, and Thanksgiving was like 2 days ago. You know what I mean? And you're not going to say we at December, because tomorrow is definitely December the 1st. So what is it we're going to purposely be consistent for in the next 31 days? Let's set up.
You know what else I try to do?
Say what now?
You know what else, to your point, right? Like the next 31 days, right? So you know what else I try to do is I recently, I think, was it this year or last year? It might have been the end of last year. And I'm breaking, because they say words are powerful, right? So
absolutely.
And mindset behind and behind the words is even more powerful, right? So what to help me be more disciplined, to help correct, either introduce new habits to myself or correct bad habits, right?
Yes.
I've been focused on 2 words every day: busy or productive.
Yes.
Busy is just doing a whole bunch of things and not completing anything. And when I say completing it, I mean that you don't have to pick it back up. Right. And that's par for the course, because you're in business, you're gonna have busy days. But I try to make sure that I get some sort of productivity out of my day. And the productivity is the completion of something.
Yes.
So I don't have to go, because it's fulfilling when you're productive, not busy. Busy is just killing time. It's just busy work and it's killing time. So I try to use those 2 words that will help me to improve my level of discipline, because again, it's easy to go, I'll get to that later, especially when you're your own person. I'll get to that later. I'll get to it. Get to it. Let me put this on this bottom of this list. Yeah. Right.
Absolutely.
You know what? Oh yeah, you back in the building. Okay. But you roll over, you like, wait a minute, my first meeting is at 11 o'clock. You know what? I think I'm gonna roll out, get out the bed about 9 o'clock. These things happen. Things. Yeah. So you contending with freedom, and those habits, those are habit forming thoughts that you subconsciously don't pay attention to, right? As well as being busy. You could be busy. You get up, you start your day at 6 o'clock in the morning and at 11 o'clock at night, and you're on that same cycle. So when's your time to retrieve back and see if you had a busy or productive day, and what's your discipline level at that. So go ahead, James, speak on it, my brother.
Well, no, I was gonna say on that same line. One thing that I do to get the productivity out of, and I've read this in a book too, is and especially for those of you that work from home, the first thing I make sure I do is I make the bed. I get out the bed and make my bed,
Word,
and that's the first
Absolutely.
word.
thing. So I got something done for the day, and then from
Yep.
there, because some of the things is just making sure you get routines down, whether it be making sure you got the dishes clean, the dishwasher ran, like some of them things. But the bed makes it one psychologically. It's like, okay, I'm not getting back in it. I might lay across it, but I'm not getting back in it. So it's psychologically okay. I'm good now. I've gotten something done. You know what I'm saying? I got
Right,
something done for the
right,
day. I started doing something. So
right.
now we've gotten that done. So now we, and then you start building that type of habit. But I was gonna say using the tools, and that's what I mean by I've been optimizing my tool, the to-doist, to to really fit in that thing. Like for instance, I have a task in there that um to review basically to clean out the prior week's emails. So it's supposed to be Sunday night, but I might do it Monday morning. But but that's also stuff you can do. That's busy work, but it's somewhat it leads to productivity, and then you can also do it when those times brainless. You can
Yeah,
do it,
correct.
but it's important because you open your box and you got like 1,000 unread emails. That's a
Right.
distraction.
Oh
Yes.
yeah,
Like you
100%.
just seeing that, you immediately get distracted. You like, oh my god, I gotta go through all these emails. Like, you got this, blah, in that flow, in that, in that, like, okay, I'm gonna be consistent, but it starts. Get up, and then there's times when I don't do it, and I notice when I don't get up and make the bed, I'm kind of just like out here. I'm just doing, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
when I do that, and I mean that's when I know I'm hitting on cylinders. I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, all right, let's go. And so you guys are having a pretty good conversation. I had some heat problems with my phone, and it's a lot happening here, and
You got heat
so
problems with your phone? You know why? Because you got one of those rocket ship phones, right? That
I got
just
the
it's
satellite phone.
self-sustaining. So it's
Yeah, yeah,
self-sustaining, right? Like you don't need
yeah.
anything to go anywhere except your phone. You can, if you need a match, you can pull it out your phone. If you need a
Man,
tent, you can pull it out your phone.
it might. It
Right?
won't be
Right?
long. It won't be long.
True. True indeed. True
It'll get whatever
indeed.
you want. The phone can drive this car, so
Uh-huh.
well, that's almost there. So yeah, but no.
True
So yeah.
indeed.
But you
True.
guys, yeah. But I heard you guys. I yield. I
You
yield.
yield back.
We at the
You
10 minute.
yield back.
Yeah, I yield back. I yield back.
Yield back. Yield back. Nicole, what you got any other thoughts?
Yeah, I see we're getting close, probably wrapping up to be 12. I just want to bring just some deadlines or updates to our clients or whoever's listening today. Do you know that today with the IRS, with it being November the 30th, today at midnight would be the closeout where the IRS actually closes out their e-filing for any tax returns for individuals with 1040 returns. So if you are one of those who haven't filed for the current tax year or previous past 3 years, the e-filing for that actually closes tonight. So your returns in the IRS will not be accepting any 1040s to actually electronically file until January 2025. Also keep in mind that if you are actually seeking out any tax services, they're still able to prepare your tax returns. It's just that they will be held until the IRS opens back up to file those returns. When it comes to your business owners with your business tax returns, do know that it's still open for filing for those. Normally, they don't close out access as far as them doing maintenance to their system until about the end of December. So you still have time for that. Also, this is a great time for everyone again to do some bookkeeping or just some things and pulling your information together as far as getting things in order, as far as possibly updating your books. Or actually need assistance for that, we are definitely open for that as well. Also, this is a great time for a review of the year for tax planning. You still have time to actually consider looking at your W-4s for your individuals and making sure, especially for those who receive bonuses, commissions during the year, stock option considerations, and different things of that nature. If you want to discuss those things as far as that's concerned, we are definitely, this is a great time to actually review those things. Actually, also, this is a great time too, because if you haven't made any estimated tax payments during the year, you do have up until next month in January to make those payments to try to offset any possible tax liability you may have and possibly own for the year in order to do that as well. And that's all I have.
Right.
All right.
That's all we need.
That's it.
That's it. I mean, you know.
That's it. That's all we need. So, I mean, just James, you got anything or you good?
No, I'm good. I'm just, out here in the streets.
Okay. Make sure you guys submit your questions to hello@heywardcpa.com. Go to our website, heywardcpa.com, schedule a free consultation. Let's talk, right? It's just talking, information, right? And let's see how we can help you. Also, we have biz therapy. Okay, go to our website and connect with us on biz therapy as well, right? BYOB, be your own bookkeeper. We offer that service, right? Biz therapy is our coaching program. We also do the tax and advisory. We also do your tax prep and filing services, right? So, but most importantly, we're here to provide whatever we can and to push life forward. And we can be successful doing this together and helping each other to, create an environment that's sustainable and has some peace. We are in an unstable environment. We are in a world that's unstable all over the place, but stability is mental too. We can create that stability by continuously developing and building a community, a strong foundational community. And that's what we try to provide here at Heyward CPA. Excuse me. Let me back up. Not try. We actually do that. We create that foundation of community. So come and join us. Be a part of the team. And we're going to go from there. But don't forget to jump on your Harvard Business School free online courses. Grab that information and let's go learn some stuff, okay? Because I got something I'm going to learn today myself. So I'm going to say peace out to everyone. Have a great Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Don't eat leftovers too long. And then let's wrap up the next 30 days. And we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
All right. Deuces.
Peace. Nicole and James, thanks for jumping on the call today.
No problem. Everybody have a great weekend.
All right. Peace.
Bye-bye.